Did you know that in Tavern Manager Simulator, after upgrading your tavern, this painting featuring a yellow sponge and a pink starfish will appear above your washing up area? This is a reference to SpongeBob and Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know about you, but it's crazy to me that you can see a yellow sponge and a pink starfish and immediately know what it's a reference to. Hello and welcome to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs, the series where we take a look at some of the latest and not so latest Easter eggs found in video games. As always, if you think you know of an Easter egg, secret or hidden detail that I'm yet to cover, then let me know in the comments. And if you want to be extra kind and support the many hours I pour into recording each and every one of these Easter eggs myself, then check out the link to my Patreon in the description. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with Waterpark Simulator. Now, I've mentioned before that I'm on the spectrum, and that heavily influences the type of games I enjoy. Well, on the surface of things, pun intended, Waterpark Simulator should be right up my street. Repetitive tasks that cause satisfying sound effects to play? Check. Cleaning up mess that causes satisfying sound effects to play? Check. Pushing scared swimmers into the pool which causes satisfying sound effects to play? Check. I mean, everything I love about simulator games is here, but I've never played a sim game more stressful than Waterpark Simulator. Seriously, when you first open your park, it's just you. That means cleaning, maintenance, ticket sales, food sales, and everything else is all down to you. And I'm not gonna lie, it can get a bit much. Take the hot dog stand for example. People will queue up for a tasty snack, and you have a limited time to serve them before they get annoyed. But you're obviously busy making sure that people don't drown, so sometimes you do miss them, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, the people that miss their hot dogs, not the drowning people, you probably should save those first. Well, sometimes your hot dog stand can face a much larger issue. So this larger-than-life park goer is a reference to popular Twitch streamer, Queso. The sheer amount of disrespect on display here is actually pretty impressive. I mean, when the screen starts shaking and the sound of footsteps gets louder and louder, you might be expecting a T-Rex or something. But no. It's just this guy. Of course, Queso has appeared in multiple games before, including Fears to Fathom and Schedule 1, but no one has done him as dirty as Waterpark Simulator. Now, do you remember the creepy eyes we found in the caves on Ready or Not's Rust Belt mission from the last video? I mean, it's kinda hard to forget, as we couldn't work out who or what the eyes belonged to. All we did know is that the eyes blinked. Well, it turns out there is actually a piece of evidence that you can find that speaks of a crying child in the caves. The LSPD carried out a search for the boy, but found nothing. Now, I'm not saying that these eyes belong to a child. I mean, we didn't hear crying in the caves. But if the reports of crying children and creepy eyes aren't enough to keep you out of these caves, I don't know what is. Now, this next Easter egg is debatable, but I thought I would share it just to get your opinion. On the Twisted Nerve mission, you can find this. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but I want to know, who do you think this looks like? Go on, take a guess. Well, I, and quite a few viewers, think that this is a reference to I Show Speed. I mean, it's worth mentioning that this is outside of a meth house, so whoever is responsible for this artwork probably doesn't know what day of the week it is, let alone who Speed is, but it does bear an uncanny resemblance. Like I said, let me know what you think. The other Ready or Not Easter egg is much more straightforward. At the HQ, you can find an arcade Pong machine, which you can actually play. I mean, sure, the city is falling to pieces, but Pong waits for no man. Now, Steam is home to a lot of horror games, but I can count on one hand how many horror games feature an oversized killer beaver. Don't Mess with Boba tells the story of a man who goes to stay in a friend's cabin to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. Shortly after arriving, he breaks a beaver dam and sets in motion a chain of events that no one could have seen coming. You see, this beaver isn't like the other beavers. Apart from his size and glowing red eyes, he's also fought in wars, as seen in these pictures. Now, is Don't Mess with Boba a good game? Well, not particularly, no. But it does have a couple of Easter eggs that I wanted to share, so that's good enough for me. First up, in an abandoned cabin, you can find this. So some of these faces may be familiar, as they are all content creators that played Don't Mess with Boba, including our good old friend Queso, who seems to be everywhere these days. Now I'm not going to pretend that I know who these people are, but I'm sure that you guys will recognise at least one of them. The other Easter egg from the Killer Beaver Simulator is a little more traditional. The code to enter the basement is this. So the 0451 code is the most popular code in all of video games. Yes, even more so than the Konami code, having featured in loads of games including Deus Ex, Dishonored and Deathloop to name a few.
Old habits die hard.
Oh, and if you are wondering why the beaver is so damn big, inside the basement you can find several empty tubs of protein. I mean, I didn't have beavers down as the gym bro type, but I guess I was wrong. So do you remember our friend Johnny from Bus Flipper Simulator? You know the one, your mum is fond of him and you might have seen him at the doctor's, the dentist or even at the chiropractor's. Well, Johnny's bus starts off in a bit of a state, which he wants you to fix. I suppose there is some things that man can't do. Now from the outside looking in, the mobile home looks familiar, but I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Heading inside you can find loads of chemistry equipment and textbooks, but again, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Well, when you're cleaning, you can also find this. So this is Blue Sky, and though the game is very careful not to say it, this is the same meth that Walter and Jesse cooked in Breaking Bad. So the appearance of the RV, all of the chemistry equipment and the literal meth means that yeah, Johnny has bought himself a meth lab, which is just another job that he can add to his already huge CV. Now the main Easter eggs in Black Ops 6 Zombies can be so overwhelming that completing one requires you to plan ahead things like food, bathroom breaks and actual human contact. That's why I personally like these smaller side Easter eggs, because they don't require me to book annual leave from my family. The first of today's side Easter eggs can be found on the Reckoning map. After making your way to the executive suite, grab yourself a scoped weapon and zoom in on this picnic blanket. So along with the traditional jump scare sound, this picture will appear on screen. Now, like I said, I'm not into the whole zombies lore, so I don't know who this is, but what I do know is tricking friends into discovering this Easter egg would be pretty funny. The other zombie jump scare can be found on the tomb map. When exploring the ruins, you can find a statue that, when zoomed in on, does this. No, seriously, that's all it does. It turns around and flashes its eyes at you. When you look back, it's gone. This statue can appear in 3 locations, those being here, here, and obviously here. Now, a slow-moving statue with red eyes would be pretty disappointing, but there is more to it. When moving around the map after seeing one of these statues, this will happen.
Face the problems head on, I prefer them head off.
So it's another jump scare. This time it looks like the statue itself, but again, I'm no expert. Now what's unique about this jump scare is not only do I know how to trigger it, but it can be triggered multiple times in one game. You see, after finding a statue, it will disappear, and it won't appear again until the jump scare has been activated. And when it does appear, it can appear at any one of the 3 previously mentioned locations. Now to actually trigger the jump scare, you simply need to pick something up. So I kept dropping a weapon and picking it back up again to see it a second time. This is pretty rare for a zombies jump scare. Usually they're a one and done kind of thing. Right, let's end today's video with more of the weird and wonderful Death Stranding 2. Now, despite being a time for celebration, certain holidays or birthdays can make people feel very lonely. And that's why I think this Easter egg is so cool. If you play Death Stranding 2 on your birthday, this will happen.
Happy birthday, buddy!
Happy
birthday! Yay! It's your birthday!
Yay!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Pizza's here!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear someone. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, happy birthday to me.
So imagine that your birthday isn't something that you like to celebrate, or that it brings up something you'd rather forget. You load up Death Stranding 2 and you're greeted by this cutscene where the entire crew, and Higgs, wishes you happy birthday. I'd like to think that this would make someone's day, which is why I think this Easter egg is brilliant. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in video games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. YouTube seems to think that you'll enjoy the video on screen, so go ahead and check that out. And as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.